Okay, so for most of you, if you just purchased your first hosting account and you signed up with that hosting account with your domain, there's nothing left for you to do at this point as far as adding your domain because it's already there when you registered. But say either you're adding an additional website if you sign up for Bluehost or SiteGround, and you need to add that domain to your hosting account. This is how you would do it. So you would go into your cPanel, and right now I have mine minimized to block out some information that should be kept private, which is why it looks so tiny. There's more to the left on my screen. So we're going to go and find add-on domains. And here is where I will type in the domain name I just purchased. If you push tab, these two, the FTP username and the document root, will automatically fill in. You don't have to put anything there. And then you put a password in, confirm your password, and then add domain. And like I said, if you registered with the domain you just purchased, this is a step you won't need to take. But you'll see down here, I have added it to my hosting account. Okay, so we have one more step before we're ready to set up WordPress, and that is to make sure that our SSL certificate is installed. If you are hosting with HostGator, it might actually be a little bit different because I believe when you go in there, the labels might be a little bit different, but bear with me, and hopefully you can figure it out. And if not, feel free to reach out in the Facebook group and ask me, and I'll be happy to hop in and give you very specific instructions if you can't figure it out. But with Bluehost and SiteGround, I know for a fact that they both use Let's Encrypt. So we're going to scroll down to the security area in the cPanel right here, and we're going to click on Let's Encrypt. We'll scroll down and you'll see I have many domains already hosted. And we'll go down and we'll find our domain in this list, and we'll click on Let's Encrypt SSL and click Install. Alright, so it's successfully been added to the installation queue, but we'll wait and see. It takes a few minutes sometimes for that to get all put together. So we'll click OK. Alright, so I've just refreshed my Let's Encrypt page, and now you will see that Book Julie for a Day is active, and we're good to go. So the next step is to install WordPress.org on our new domain. So we're going to go back into the cPanel, and we're going to scroll down, and generally you'll find it in a couple of places. You'll see WordPress here, WordPress down here. Either one will take you to the same place. So we're going to click on WordPress. Alright, and we're going to scroll down and click on Install Now. And it's going to take us to a page that looks similar to this, if not exactly like it, depending on which hosting account you are using. So we are going to use the latest version, which is automatically chosen for us. We just installed our SSL certificate, so HTTPS is the one we want to choose. I generally use the one without www. Because honestly, I don't think anybody actually goes through and types that anymore, and either way it should take them to your website. So go ahead and just pick HTTPS, and then yours is probably the first one to come up. Like I said, I have many domains, and so I have to choose mine from the list. And then when you choose that, you can just hit tab, and you can leave that blank. You can leave this blank, not blank, you can leave it as it is, totally up to you. You'll be able to change it within your WordPress dashboard, but I'm going to go ahead and just put Book Me for a Day, VIP service. Again, you don't have to do any of that. Admin username. So this is going to be what you use to log into your dashboard. So I'm going to use this. We will put in a password that you generally use. I will put in the email address that I use. for these particular sites. And we'll scroll down. English for me is the language I'm choosing to use, but if yours is different, then I honestly don't know how you're getting through these videos, but more power to you. But in general, I'm assuming you're probably going to have English. You can use any of these. I don't use most of them. WordPress Starter is kind of like a walk you through thing, but in general, I don't choose to have that installed on my site. The one thing I do choose is the classic editor. If you've used WordPress.com for any period of time, you will know that recently things have switched over from the classic editor to a block style Gutenberg editor, and I personally can't stand it. So I choose to use the classic editor, and in SiteGround it gives you this choice. If that's not a choice when you're installing WordPress, no worries. There's a plugin we can install that will revert you back, or you may like the Gutenberg, and if you haven't used WordPress before, then it's not going to be a big deal for you because, you know, this will all be new anyways. I just am set in my ways and prefer what I'm used to. If you click down here on advanced options, you can leave this all as is. Sometimes if you get a whole bunch of databases, each WordPress site has its own database, you might want to differentiate with names, because otherwise it's kind of hard to figure out which is which with, you know, these generic titles. But right now, none of that is an issue for you. So for me, I just click Classic Editor and click Install. So now it is installing. And we're good. So it gives you two links here. And so in general, just in case you're not familiar with WordPress, your login for your dashboard will always be your domain /wp-admin. So no matter where you're at, you can type that in and you'll get the login screen for WordPress. So I'll go ahead and log in there. And this, of course, is the domain for my website. So go ahead and log in there. Alright, so I'm going to use the username and password I just set up. I'll click on Remember Me so I don't have to do that too often. And I will log in. And here you will see the dashboard for your new WordPress website.